Hey everybody, it's Ashley, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Fragrance Friday. I feel like I'm finally getting back on track. The wedding is officially completed. Our friends' weddings are completed. We are back from being out of town. I feel like now through the end of the year, we don't have too much planned. So I'm hoping I can finally get back on track. So I'm back with the Fragrance Friday, Home Fragrance Roundup. I'm excited to chat about things with you guys. So I'll show you my bin to get started. I don't have it organized. It's just ready to roll. So let's dive in. I think we will start with Scentsy non-wax items like we always do. I will try to put the timestamps below as well in the description. Okay. So Scentsy non-wax. One really exciting thing I want to talk about is I actually finished up an oil. So it is a baby oil, but it is finished and I'm so excited. Not that I'm not in love with this one, but I've tried to be a little bit careful about where I use it. I've been using it in the bedroom because I'm trying to get back into the oils. I have a lot, but also I don't necessarily want to do what's the apple one? Awesome Apple in the bedroom. I want to do more bedroom type scents. So I used this one up and I finished it in the bedroom. It's Sweet Eucalyptus Lime. About 2 days ago when I was using it in the room, I was like, okay, I'm getting a little bit anxious. Where are we sitting with this one? So I was tipping it up, to kind of see through the bottle here where we're at. And it was extremely low. So I was like, oh my gosh, I've really been working to use this one up. I didn't realize it was almost gone. So then last night I went to go use it. I'm like, okay, we're getting really, really close. And I literally only got 2 more drops out of it and then it just would not drop again. So I was just sitting there holding it. Nothing was happening. So I can't believe it. I don't know if I've ever finished an essential oil, but this is definitely my first Scentsy essential oil that I finished and I'm really excited about it. So I don't know, is this one available right now? I don't know that I'd repurchase a full size. And I feel like they don't really send oils in whiff boxes and stuff because you kind of, not having a diffuser kind of defeats the purpose since they don't recommend putting it on your skin. Sweet Eucalyptus Lime. I don't think this one's current, so maybe it was, yeah it is. It's in the uplifting section. It says grapefruit, lime, and sweet eucalyptus. If I had to pick, it's just not my favorite. So yeah, it's definitely, it had that eucalyptus and lime. It wasn't awful, but like I said, it's not like I'm rushing out to buy a backup now that I finished that one. I just kind of wanted to get through it. Okay, so then I also worked on Red Currant Raspberry. I think I did this actually before I moved my diffuser downstairs. This one's definitely not gone. This one's actually pretty good. Is it available? I don't think it is. Oh yeah, it is. What's wrong with me? Okay, it's also in the uplifting category. It's Red Currant, Raspberry, and Star Anise. It's very fresh. It's a fresh fruity scent. It's kind of almost a little bit warm though, which it could probably go in the comforting category because it is pretty comforting. But this one could get very strong. If you put a lot of drops in, it's going to be fairly strong. So I could see myself doing that one in the open concept, more in the bedroom. And I'm trying to kind of figure out where I'm going to put a warmer in the open, or a diffuser in the open concept. I'm working on it. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm working on it. And then I forgot to bring this one up, but I worked on lavender and coconut, and that one's in the comforting category. It says coconut, creamy woods, and lavender sprigs. Sprigs. Sprigs of lavender. I said springs. That one was really good. I just all have the little tester guys from my essential oil kit for consultants. I typically only purchase full sizes of ones that either I don't get in my kit because I get the transition kit, not the full kit. So Awesome Apple, because it's always typically available. It doesn't come in that kit. But unless I'm super, super drawn to it, I don't want to buy a huge bottle knowing that I don't go through them as fast as I would like. But I could see myself, even though I'm not done with the like peppermint and vanilla, I could see myself buying a few of those just because I feel like that one will likely go away when they switch the catalog. So just assumptions, I'm just saying. Okay, let's see what's next. I have some pods right here on top, so I'll talk about those next. We have vanilla bourbon pods. If you guys are new and you haven't been following along, I have a tracking sheet link down below called Scentsy Pod Tracking, where I'm kind of doing a little test and I'm tracking the strength of all of my pods as I use them up, kind of how things go. So these ones smell really strong in the clam here, container, whatever. Like they smell very, very sweet still, but in the fan, they weren't doing anything. So like, this is my conflict with pods. It's not like wax where it's like, yeah, I'm still getting a little bit. It's like, I smell these up close, but I get stuff, but I put them in the fan and it's like not the same. However, typically when I do, let me back up. I rated these in my spreadsheet in case you don't want to go in there. I rated these light to medium. I have another shot of these because they were in the clearance. I don't even know if you can get these anymore. Like, will they ever come back? I don't know. However, I like this scent and I think they should bring it back. But I have the wax in my club, so it's whatever. Here's kind of my system of how I do my pods. Let me know. I'm kind of considering a couple things. So I typically, when I open up a fresh set, I put them in my go because I want them to be kind of like the strongest in the go and like when I'm on the go, if that makes sense. Like I use it in the car or for certain places and I want to freshen, like if we go somewhere, so like my parents' house for the weekend, I'll bring that. Like I'm not bringing a warmer, if that makes sense. And so from there, I like put it in my air purifier, my other air purifier, the bedroom, like it kind of like get smaller and smaller. And then my last place I typically do the pods is in the upstairs hallway just because it doesn't get as much traffic. It's kind of like the last, I'm like, they're on their last leg. If they could do a little bit up here, great. If they're not like the best performers up here, it's also fine because they've lived a good life. But now smelling these like up close, I'm considering if maybe I should end with the go, like since I use it typically in my car, which is a very small space. Let me know what you think. It's a struggle I have with the pods because it seems like they're not empty, but I feel like they are. So I will continue my pod rating series as I use up pods. Okay, and then we also finished some Ocean washer whiffs. There may be some Ocean washer whiffs in the clearance section still. Also, if you want Scentsy sale stuff, until Saturday the 6th of November at 10 a.m. they're having a 48-hour sale. So check my link down below. There might still be items on sale. By the time this goes up, there might not. If you do use these washer whiffs and you finish them, sometimes I'll keep this little scoop for my Scentsy soaks. I already have 2 or 3 scoops and I don't want to have more than 2 or 3 soaks open at a time, so I probably won't keep that one. Is there any more non-wax? We have a lot of wax to chat about. Oh, I got a scent circle. I have 2 scent circles actually. I took off my Bright Cider Life car bar. I was going to say scent circle, but that's not right. I took off my Bright Cider Life car bar in the car, which I've heard other people talk about not performing as, like it's really strong off the bat, but then it kind of fizzles out kind of fast. And I feel like I kind of had the same experience. So that was a little bit of a bummer, but I do really love that scent, so it's fine. But then because we were getting close to Halloween, I ended up swapping out for a Ghostly Greetings scent circle. And I like this. It was really strong at the beginning. It was so strong to the point where I was like, I'm gonna have to roll down the windows. Like, this is a powerhouse. I'm so sad that they don't just, like, maybe just offer this for the month of September and October every year. And then you can just like put it back. That's my suggestion. Maybe I should put that in the idea share. And then also we got this scent circle in a whiff box a while ago. It's lavender cotton. And I kind of was like, what do I do with this? So I kind of had it just in like our coat closet on the door handle. I kind of had it like wrapped around. And the other day when I was going in and out with Gemma, I happened to knock it off of the door. So I was like, well, it's been, I think we got it in like April or May or something, honestly. And it still smells up close. And it's in that closet. So it doesn't get like a lot of action, but I don't know. It kind of freshened it up. Next time if I have a scent like this, sometimes these fresh ones I like to put under the sink just because it's a really small area. It keeps it very fresh. Scentsy Clean is great under there. It lasts for probably 2 or 3 months, like strong. This one probably wouldn't have done as good, but this one I probably could have put in the closet. So there's that. It still smells up close, like it's driving me nuts, but you definitely couldn't smell it anymore. Okay. Now we have all Scentsy wax. So let's dive right in. First, I have Cider Mill. And this is a relatively new bar. I picked it up in September, as you can see from my sticker. I mean, it wasn't poured like super recent since it doesn't have the categories, but I picked it up fairly recently. So the notes are apples, pumpkin, and spices for this. I feel like everyone says, and I do feel this way, this is like an apple pumpkin dupe. However, I'm not the biggest fan of Cider Mill compared to like pumpkin apple and other apple pumpkin blends that other brands offer. I don't feel like this is a dead-on dupe. On cold, I can see it, but on warming, this reminds me of the cider note in Honey Pear Cider. And something about that turns me off. I don't know what it is, but as it was going, I was just like, as it kept like going on and on and on, I was like, something's not quite hitting right here. Like something is just off for me. So I have a couple bars of this. I may try to either mix it or like put them in like, you know, some giveaway bags or something. I just don't know because like I said, it's not my favorite, but everyone loves it. But also everyone loves Honey Pear Cider. And these two have that same cider note, but like Bright Cider Life is my favorite. So, you know, scent is so subjective to people. So that's what I have on that one. Okay, Snow Kiss Cranberry. This one is actually in the clearance. It was in my club because I panicked and put it in my club last fall, winter before it retired, not even trying it. So I have a couple bars of it. And it is in the clearance, so I felt comfortable taking it out of my club. It's very nice. However, it's a nice cranberry. I like it a lot better than Very Merry Cranberry, which is available, which is a bummer because I like this one better. But it's perfumey or body care reminiscent for me. I have it in a Scentsy Soak, and I think it'll be amazing in that. It's just a little bit too body care-esque for the bar. So like I said, I enjoy it, but it was kind of on that borderline for me. So I felt comfortable taking it out of my club, especially knowing it's in the clearance right now. If I really want to go stock up, and I have a couple more, so it's fine. Okay, these next three I wasn't a fan of, and I ended up mixing them all, and they turned out okay. So we had Stargazing, Plumeria Peach. Those were both scents of the month, so I have quite a bit of both of those. And then Down the Aisle, which was from the Moment by Moment collection. This is on sale right now on the website, when I'm filming at least, if you want to pick this up. This is like the wedding bar of the Moment by Moment collection. However, it's kind of like a spring floral greenery type of bar. Like, I don't know that it reminds me of a wedding, maybe like flowers at a wedding. I don't know, but that's what they're going for. I mean, I guess kind of definitely a summery wedding here. So since these are all a little bit along the same lines, I thought they might be good to mix, and I wasn't like married to any of them. So I was like, you know, I can't make a combo that makes me hate any of these bars because I'm not in love with any of them to start. And it actually worked out really well. I tried doing just these two a couple of times because I thought maybe they would help each other, and they're kind of like some of my least favorite scent of the month bars. Mostly this one. Like the rest I could get through, but this one's a little bit tough for me. It's just so heavy. But adding in this down the aisle really, really helped. It just gave a little bit of like extra floral brightness, something to help out the stargazing, I think, and really boost up the Plumeria Peach. Because mixing the two of these, the two scent of the months, the Plumeria Peach really got drawn out by the stargazing. So I think adding this one just helped the Plumeria Peach floral just a little bit more. So glad I got through those. Okay. Next, Autumn Road Trip. Really like this one. I think it's in the fruity category. It is Harvest Apple Anjou Pear Silver Oak. Will 100% go in my club. If it retires, likely will. The cleaning of Autumn Road Trip is actually in that 48-hour sale right now. If you are at all interested, you can buy them all separately. You don't have to buy the bundle, and they're all on sale. So check it out if you haven't already. I absolutely love this one. It was in my club when it retired last time. It'll definitely go in if it retires again. I love it. And I think on Sundays or like Thursdays or when it's football day and Corey turns on his cold warmer, I generally let him pick out the scent that we do, just because he's kind of in the area watching football and stuff. So I think this is one that he picked out for one of his football days. And then since today is a football day, he also picked out to do salted caramel toffee. This one's actually not done. I have 3 cubes left. I only offered him a few bars to choose from, so it was quite the selection to begin with, but I was actually really surprised he went with this salted caramel toffee. This one actually is available right now. Not in this packaging, but it's available in a different packaging. It's salted caramel toffee and butterscotch. This is kind of the replacement. I feel like they are making it the replacement for Stroopwafel Delight. They're not the same, but I feel like that's kind of what they subbed it out for, or subbed it in for. It's good. I like Stroopwafel Delight, but it was just a little bit too heavy for me. This one's kind of along the same lines, but not as heavy. It's definitely got that like toffee, butterscotch, more buttery note to it. Like it's not just caramel and bakery. I really like it though, and definitely a good mixer. So like this one as well, set to the side because I have 3 cubes left. So that's the one he chose today. And then, okay, next on another football day, if you guys don't know, football plays like every freaking night, it seems, so we love it. We did some mixing. Sometimes I like to give some suggestions at what we do, so I think my influence this day maybe kind of helped along because I feel like Corey would have never picked this. We mixed again, I did this before, some Autumn Sunset and Butter Pecan. So Autumn Sunset is apples, pumpkins, and spices, but like deeper than Autumn Hearth, which is also like apples and spices. It's like more cinnamon heavy in my opinion. And then Butter Pecan is literally candied pecan, maple, and butter. It's actually really good. In the clam, it's deceiving in the clam. It smells so much better when it's warming. And the first time I mixed these, I did like half in the open concept, or like in the living room, half in the kitchen of the open concept. And then the second time when Corey picked them, we mixed them alternating warmers, and they did a lot better that way. So just a tip. Okay, and then next we have some of the holiday collection bars. So first I have Joy and Wonder. I don't have a holiday brochure, but this one is, crap, I wish I had the notes. I clean my office, and so like I put stuff everywhere, and then I'm like, oh dang, I wish I had that thing right here. But this one, regardless of the notes, because it doesn't matter at this point, it's really good. It's, I put it in my club. Do I need to say more? It's like a warm berry with a sweet spice. Not anything too spicy, like a sweet spice. And it's really, really good. So Joy and Wonder, if you have to add one to your club to try out, do this one. Unless you're into tree scents, then do the tree one. The one you shouldn't do regardless is mulled cider and spice. I have 4 cubes left of this. What I'm gonna do with these 4 cubes, I do not know. Maybe I could mix them with the Mighty Pine, the tree scent, if I end up not liking it, or it's like too tree for me. Here's the thing, when I smell it at first, it kind of reminds me of Waxy Wonderland, because it's a little bit of like that orangey, but spicy. Doesn't have a tree note, but it's like borderline kind of the same. It's giving me the same vibes. I put it in, and I only put in 3 cubes because I cut some of these up for some samples, that cube, and then I put in 3 cubes because I was like, I'm doing the minimum with this bar because I'm just nervous for it. I put it in, it was going okay, we made dinner, we ate, it was still going okay, and then I went upstairs to work on some stuff here in my office, and then I came downstairs to help Corey with some things, and as I walked down the stairs, I was like absolutely repulsed. I was like, what is going on down here? It smelled like this scent and like a really bad mixture of what we were cooking. Which, what did we make? It wasn't something like ridiculously crazy. I mean, Corey uses a lot of spices when he cooks, and I don't know if that's part of the reason why the scents linger so bad, but also it turned the worst combination ever, like, and it was so strong, it was repulsing me. So I was like, does it really smell like this down here, or am I just like overreacting? Because Corey didn't say a single thing. And so while I was down there, like, you could smell it, but like it wasn't like so bad. I feel like once you were kind of in the environment, it got better. I went back upstairs to continue working on things, and then like when I went down for the evening, maybe like 8:30, to kind of hang out with Corey, I got the same exact scent, and it was so strong still. I was like, I have to turn off warmers. Like, I can't do it. And it was like 8:30, later, maybe 9-ish. And so I was just like, I can't change your scent out now. Like, it's so late. I'm about to go to bed. You know what I mean? It's just that whole deal. And I was like, should I just suck them up like with a cotton ball, or should I just turn the warmer off? Because I typically just turn the warmers off at the end of the night. I don't like suck the wax out at the end of the night. So looking back, I should have just taken the wax out, because it lingered for so, like, literally until I went to bed. It was barely starting to like stop lingering, and I was trying to put in like my squeeze the day pods and like have it going in my go in the kitchen. I don't know what happened. So part of me is like, I'll keep these and like give them another shot. I feel like I'm getting whiffs of it in here though. Like, it had to have been this bar. I just don't know. It was almost like a bad, like, greasy restaurant or something mixed with all those scents I said before. It was just really off-putting. And then, sorry to like ruin all of that, but a really good scent you should check out, which I made samples with this bar, is the Scent of the Month Icicles and Evergreen. This is like a sweet tree scent. Amazing. Best tree scent they've done. Even Corey gave it a compliment when we were making samples. So definitely recommend. Okay. I'm having just like, I'm so sad about that. That one scent. Okay. Let's get into the one candle I finished. And then, well, this is will kind of be maybe like the candle, and then we'll go to Bath & Body Works. Okay. So the candle I finished was actually I made tarts out of it. It is the Homeworks Caramel Apple Spiced Tea. The notes are orange spice, red delicious apple, caramel, and clove. It's kind of like a caramel apple scent, but spicier. I had a good description for it, and it literally just escaped me. Oh my gosh, what was I going to compare it to? I'm sure I've said it before on my channel, but it's really similar to something I've tried before that was like a Scentsy scent or something. I swear I've said the comparison on my channel here before, but I have another one of these. I made this one into tarts because I was trying to test, like, can I do that with my homework candles? How does it work? Blah, blah, blah. And it worked really well, and it made pretty big shapes, and I think it threw phenomenally versus me like burning it and letting it pull out, because this wasn't a scent that I wanted to like burn for a longer period of time, because it kind of gets it's on the borderline of spicy. So it has the caramel apple, but there's that orange and that spice that's just a little bit on the edge, kind of reminiscent of the multi-iron spice. It's kind of that same orange spice, you know, it's on the edge. So having it in tarts helped. I may potentially do that with the second one. I don't know. I could gift the second one. It's not awful. I'm not repulsed by it. I used all the tarts up. Is it my favorite Homeworks candle though? Would I repurchase it? No. So there you have it. Okay, Bath and Body Works. So I have one Wallflower, which was amazing. It is Pumpkin Snickerdoodle. I'm obsessed with this scent, and thanks to the Wallflower, because it was really the Wallflower that got me turned on to it. Warm sugar cookies, ground cinnamon, fresh nutmeg sprinkled with sugar. So good. Smelled like a complete bake shop the whole time until the end. Had this one going at work. Multiple comments from people if we started up the bake shop again. They like to joke when I do bakery, you know, because it makes them hungry. But I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this one's so good that yes, we are restarting the bakery. It's so good, you guys. Come on. Highly recommend that one. Candle, single wick, you know, 3-way, Wallflower. Does it come in a soap? I don't know. Check it out. Okay, this is more of a somewhat empty / bit of a declutter, which really pains me, but also body care has just not been my thing, which maybe some of you have noticed by the fact that I really don't talk about it much on my channel. I go through phases where I'm like gung-ho about it, and then I go through phases where I'm like, I'm just gonna use my Dr. Teal's lotion. So I'm sorry, but it's just not necessarily something I'm super into, and I'm trying to get better about not just buying stuff because of the hype and not using it. So it's hard to do that. It's the Dream in the Sky body cream. I bought this at an SAS. Absolutely loved it. It's my favorite scent. It is sugared lavender, honey butter, and whipped vanilla. It honestly just smells like a marshmallow cloud. Maybe a hint of lavender, but not really. Honestly, just a marshmallow cloud. It's so, so good. However, it's literally like brown. Like, I wish I had something to compare this to, but generally these are like white. Like, generally they're white like this paper, and it's like brown. I don't know. But that wasn't really the issue because I continued to use it. However, the formula is definitely going off. Like, at first I was like, is this irritating my legs? Like, am I getting an irritation from this? I thought I wasn't. I kept using it. But now as I continue to use it, I feel like I'm kind of getting irritated from it. And it's just clearly not the same formula as when I use my other body creams. So this is such a bummer. Also, this scent and my scent does not mix. So like, if I use the body spray or put this on and I sweat, the stench it leaves on my clothes does not come out. Like, I have to wash them multiple times and really like coat them and soak them. It's such a bummer. Like, it really sucks. But I learned the hard way that this was what was not, I mean, the fragrance mist was worse than the body cream because I was typically only putting this on my legs versus like the body spray I was spraying all over. And then I would be like, what is this awful smell on my clothes? And at the beginning of the day, it smelled great. But at the end of the day, it was my sweat mixing with the scent. Sorry for the graphics, but like, it's really a bummer. So I'm trying to be more intentional. I reorganized all of my body care into what I've purchased, like oldest to newest, so I can work through it that way, as opposed to just like randomly pulling stuff and then the old stuff sits. So I'm trying to be more intentional about it. that's kind of why. Maybe if I get really back into it and once I'm done reorganizing my office, I'll get back into body care a little bit more and like sharing updates with you guys. But that's kind of where I've been with that. I know some people have been asking. Okay. I also have 2 soaps, which is really exciting. So I have Afternoon Apple Picking, which is crisp apple, succulent pear, and cinnamon. I really like this one. It's honestly just like a straightforward, sweet, Honeycrisp apple. It's really good. I think this is from last year, but I think they brought it out again. It's probably on the coattails of being gone because we're getting into winter, but I'm always behind on my soaps, like, let's be honest. Maybe somewhat seasonal is White Coconut Caramel. The notes on this are coconut flakes, toasted hazelnut, caramel swirl. I really love this one. Once again, you hear me talk about fall coconut sometimes on this channel. This is a fall coconut. It's done right. I love it. Hopefully they just continue to bring this out every year, and maybe I can just buy like one a year, because I'm trying to also not stock up on soaps because I have so many. It's hard, you know, when they're like, you need soap, we're running out of stuff, blah blah blah. Like, it's hard because then I'm like buying a ton and then they have sales and then I'm like, okay, I don't need 30 soaps. Okay, next let's chat Walmart because I have a couple of those. So we got one empty, which I'm finishing today. So it's Better Homes and Gardens Vanilla Caramel Spice. I just put this in the warmers right before this video. It is from January, so I am trying to kind of get moving on waxes that are getting to a year old. I got into wax about last August, and so just over a year ago. So I was finding some that were about a year old that I'm trying to get through. So this one, it's nice. However, it's very, very strong and a little bit on the spicy side. I don't know if you can tell how much staining we have going on the clam. It's pretty spicy. It starts off very vanilla and gets spicier as it goes. So that's what I'll say about it. However, it's very strong. Like this pile of cinnamon, that's kind of the vibe I get the longer it goes. And if it's in a more open concept, I think it's okay. Here in my office, it's like choking. That's so dramatic. Why am I being so dramatic? You know what I mean. Okay. The next 2 aren't empties, but I'm still trying to work on them. It's Sensational's Happy Home. This one says the in-laws are coming. I just remembered I'm actually not trying to work on this one anymore because let me tell you about the scent it gives me. It's nice until it was warming in my home, and then it's like a very fresh scent, and then as it warms, it's almost like a bakery comes out of it. So imagine you cleaned your house. I mean, it says on here the in-laws are coming. So imagine this. You deep cleaned your house expecting company. And then right at the last minute, you were like, oh gosh, it smells a little bit too fresh and clean in here. Or like, oh dang, I should have made cookies or something to make them happy. And so your house is really, really fresh and clean. And then you put in a batch of cookies. And so it's like half clean, half bakery. Like that is the scent I get from it. And it's just a little bit too weird. So yeah, does anyone like this? I don't know what I'm gonna do with the last 3 cubes. I'll maybe, worst case, use them if nobody desperately wants this in my upstairs bathroom warmer. But even in the bathroom upstairs, I'm just like, this is not the place for bakery. But also in like my open concept or my office here, I'm like, this is not the place for cleaning and bakery. Like it's so odd. Last one from Sensationals. This video is getting so long. I love this one. It's just at the year-old mark, so it's on my list to use up, but it pains me because I love it so much. It's Pumpkin Apple Muffins, and yes, it's the value pack because it is so good. I bought this right at the end, kind of at the end of fall last year. I mean, November last year, just because I was like, oh, they're gonna do winter wax, I better grab it quick, you know, that type of thing. So good. It smells so good in the clam. It smells so good when it's warming. It's so good. I will say one thing about, I did this recently and noticed this. It does take, since this is a harder wax, a little bit longer to like heat up and really get throwing. So if you're like, oh, I really got an hour, I should put some wax on, This one might not be the best option for that. Maybe this and other Sensationals wax. However, this one's really good. Like, if you see it in the store, pick it up. Like, I'd go for the value pack, to be honest. Just skip the regular pack, go right for the value pack. If those are, you know, up your alley scents. Okay. Once again, we have lots of Rose Girls, but we also have some L3. Okay, I think let's do L3 because I have only 2. So I have first Hufflepuff sampler, Don't Cross Dreams Hufflepuff, which is fresh baked cookies, sweet cinnamon sugar, and pumpkin pasties. I think that's Hufflepuff. I don't think that's Don't Cross Dreams because that has like way more notes in it. I'm doing this one in my office here today. This one is good, but I have found it specifically needs airflow to really get moving around the room. Like right now, the air is not running, whatever, the heat, it's not blasting around the room, and I feel like I can't smell the blend from the warmers across the room. However, I know they're on and warming. Though once the air kicks on, heat kicks on, the airflow moves around, L3 does fantastic. I feel like if you're coming in and out of rooms, it's helping. Just me sitting like stagnant in this room with no airflow doesn't seem to be helping, but this blend is great. I wish I kind of had some Hufflepuff by itself. I do not. It's not the end of the world because I try to limit L3. I get semi-overwhelmed by the L3 site because there's so much on there. And also, it's a great place to go to try new things. But if you're trying to behave and be good, it's not the place to go. So, my 2 cents. And I finished a loaf from L3, which feels great always. It's strawberry pound cake. Today is October 3rd. This was really good. I will say one thing about L3 strawberry pound cake is it's not a dead-on dupe for Bath & Body Works strawberry pound cake. In her strawberry pound cake, I think she uses her fresh picked strawberries oil. It's not like the bakery, I mean, it's not like the sweet strawberry like that you would get from Bath & Body Works. It's more of that tart strawberry with the bakery because I'm pretty sure it's her fresh picked strawberries. Okay, so the 2 from Rose Girls I am working on but have not finished. A broken record, working on my loaf of carbs with girlfriends, but I'm getting farther through it, as you can maybe tell. So I try to do this one at least once a week. I love it every single time I do it. So I'll put that right back in the bin because it's so good. I may have ordered more of that. I mean, I have it in mini melters for sure. And like I have a blend in mini melters, I think, and separate girlfriends and carbs. So I think I have plenty. It's a good one though. Another really good one. This one's from February, so I'm kind of like trying to get through it a little bit in preparation, you know, for, you know, I'm trying to stay on top of things. So this is apple fritter donut holes from Rose Girls. If I ever like completely used up this blend, I would 100% go buy more of it. It's that good. Right here in the cube, it smells more appley and almost like a hint of spicy cinnamon. It is not. Put it in your warmers. It's so good. This is the first Rose Girls scent I melted and it blew me away, and so I think I'm forever addicted to it. Every time I use it, I am just like wowed. It's amazing. Definitely check it out. It's one that gets restocked pretty regularly, so definitely check it out. Okay. Ooh, I want to talk about this one first. So this is the Sweet Spot, which is sugar cookie dough, vanilla crunch donuts, and Cookie Land. I just happened to score myself some sugar cookie dough and vanilla crunch donuts mini melters, which I think will be in my haul that goes up tomorrow. And I have Cookie Land. And I realized I actually have another bag of vanilla crunch donuts, so I probably should have looked before I ordered, but whatever. But I can make myself this blend because I don't think she's re-poured this specific blend. It smells like nothing in the bag. I don't think she's poured this specifically, but now I have the mini melters to do it myself. Literally, this is in the Cookie Land sampler, literally in the bag, up to your nose, whatever. This smells like nothing. Put it in your warmers, blowing me away. It was so unbelievably good. I loved every minute of it. And then I was like, wait a minute, this is only a sampler. I only had like 2 little chunks and then I cut them in half. So I had 4 pieces. I was like, what am I gonna do? Can I even get these blends? Like, I was freaking out, but I feel better now because I have the blends. Ooh, this is not L3. Okay, or sorry, Rose Quartz. Buttermint birthday cake. Potentially have more of this. Jenny's mint is like awesome. I can smell this one in the bag. It's so good. I've been doing a ton of mint in the bedroom because we're kind of getting into that season, you know, where you're like, I feel crappy because it's getting cold and like my throat's dry. Like I had to get the humidifier out. If you know, if you're like from a cold climate that gets really dry, you know. Okay, sweet pumpkin pie cider lane marshmallow smoothie. I feel like this one wasn't a standout. I think it was from the Halloween sampler. I don't remember this one being a standout. I'm getting a little bit of cider lane in here, but I don't remember that one being much. Also from the Halloween sampler was School Friends, which I love. It's in that blend, obviously, carbs with School Friends. It's so good. It's, I think the notes are pumpkin sugar donuts, cookies, bread, vanilla bean. Well, no, that can't be right. I really don't know. It can't be more only pumpkin sugar donuts, can it? Something blended potentially with pumpkin sugar donuts. There you go. Okay. Also from the Cookie Land sampler was pumpkin pecan waffle Cookie Land. This was also so good. The pumpkin pecan waffles was so good. And I love Cookie Land. It smelled way better than in the bag. I think all the Cookie Land ones, even Cookie Land itself, smells so much better going. Like Rose Girls Bakery, you have to melt it. I need to tell myself that because I need to melt it because otherwise I just let it sit in my drawer. Okay, and then also from the Mint Sampler Ice Palace. I don't know what the notes are on this, but it was really good and minty. Not as minty as the Buttermint Birthday Cake, but very good and minty. Like, I honestly don't know if you could go wrong with a single mint scent from Rose Girls. And then my last one I have, which I forgot I did, and I mixed it in with the other ones. It is from Lurid Apothecary, and it's We Are the Weirdos. It was Palo Santo and toasted marshmallow. I think this, I don't want to assume this, but I don't know if this was a rip on, like, today's October 3rd toasted marshmallow and Palo Santo. Like, I don't know that for positive, but it kind of gave me those vibes. I would say this one wasn't as sweet as today's October 3rd. Today's October 3rd is Palo Santo Sugar Cookie Royale Toasted Mallow. This one was only Palo Santo Toasted Mallow. So this one was more Palo Santo-y, not quite as sweet bakery as today's October 3rd. However, I don't know if it was just whenever this was poured, I feel like it didn't throw super strong, but also I don't feel like I had the best airflow while it was going. Like it didn't come on as many times as sometimes it normally does when scents are going. So it could have been poured recently, not good airflow. It was just like a sampler. So maybe I used too much, maybe I didn't use enough. It was my first time with this vendor. So I enjoyed it. I don't know that this scent would be a repurchase from this vendor, but I'm excited to try my other scents from this vendor. So that is everything in my home fragrance roundup. This is probably the longest home fragrance roundup I've done potentially ever or in quite a while. Before I go, I do just want to say though, I don't exactly know what my home fragrance roundups are going to look like for the next couple weeks. They may either be really heavy on my bricks from Scentsy or like maybe heavy on more vendor wax. I'm trying to go through all of my wax stash and organize it and really only go through bars that are open at the current time. So like if I have bars like this, I want to go through those before I open up any other clams of Scentsy. But I think that's also going to be a good opportunity for me to go through my bricks. I think I have maybe like 14 or so bricks that I could be working on. And clearly they're open and some of them are used and I could cut them and whatever. I don't need to feel bad about those. So, might be a lot of bricks, maybe some bars that are half used, maybe a lot of vendor wax if I like feel like I need to focus on that and not open any more Scentsy clams. So I'm just giving you a heads up. They may look a little bit different than this, but I'm sure I'll still have things to talk about. You know me. But that's kind of my gist there. So thank you so much for watching and spending the last 45 minutes with me. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time.